Hello students, in the last recorded video I have explained you the second chapter of financial management, that is capital structure. Under capital structure I have explained you the meaning and features of capital structure and what are the components of a capital structure. Under that, equity, debentures and equity, debentures, preference shares. These are the three components of capital structure, wherein I have started with the first concept, that is debt. What is debt? What are what does the concept debt means? I have explained you in the last recorded video. Today I am going to discuss with you the features of debt and the advantage of debt. Okay, so let us see the first features of debt. Before discussing what is a feature of debt, what is debt? Debt, I have explained you, any source of finance that gives creditorship status to the suppliers of the fund is called debt. Creditorship status means the provider of the fund has a right to receive the interest at an agreed rate of return. So it gives a creditorship status wherein the debt holder will be getting a agreed rate of interest, and the principal amount will be paid after a specified period of time. That is called as a debt. Now let us see what are the features of debt. First one is compulsory payment of interest. So as I have told you in the meaning itself, where the interest paid by the company to the supplier of the fund will be compulsory. As a borrower agreement, the interest is payable periodically on debentures and long-term loans. Failure to do so will give the lender the right to file a case in the court of law for the recovery of interest and also for the liquidation of the company. So it is compulsory that whatever the interest agreed in an agreement, that should be paid by the company to the debenture holder. If they fail to pay any interest or in any of the year, the debenture holder has a right to file a case against the company to recover the interest and also for the liquidation of the company. So it is a burden for the company that at the end of the financial year they have to pay the interest amount to the debenture holder at an agreed rate. So that is the first feature of debentures. Next one is compulsory repayment. The repayment should be compulsory because it is, as I've told you, it gives a creditorship status. Once it gives a creditorship status, it gives the holder the right to repay, the right to file a case if they don't pay the interest, even if they don't pay the repayment of maturity or the principal amount, they have the right to file a case against the company. So when it is due, the principal should be repaid at an agreed agreement. So whatever the agreement is agreed, it should be paid on that agreement. Okay. For the debenture, the face value is repayable on maturity and the interest is paid annually. Interest amount, whatever the interest amount is there, it should be paid annually. For bonds, the maturity value is payable at the end of the tenure. Long-term loans are payable in the installment over a long period of time. So the interest amount, whatever the principal amount, compulsory amount, it should be paid immediately. So the second feature says that debenture, when the debenture holders, in an agreement it will be fixed how many periods or how many year of maturity period. So on that maturity period they have to repay the amount. So that is the meaning of compulsory repayment. Next is only fixed interest, only fixed interest. What do you know, as I've told you, in the agreement it will be fixed what is the rate of interest. So that is the rate of interest to be paid every year by the company to the debenture holder. That is fixed interest. It is not fixed on every year. In the agreement itself it is fixed. So they need not pay more than that, and they cannot pay less than that. Whatever is agreed they have to pay. So that is one of the feature. It is a complete or a fixed interest should be given. Okay, let us see the next one. No claim for receiving annual reports. See, as a debenture holders, they are not the owners of the company. They get only the creditorship status. As they get only the creditorship status, they don't have the right to receive any claim on the annual reports. If there is any annual reports they are preparing, it should be claimed, or it should be entitled of receiving annual reports of the corporates. Only big lenders like term lending institution put a clause in the lending agreement entitle them for such notices and annual reports. So they did not send any annual reports to them. They don't have the claim also for receiving annual reports. They have the claim on only the interest and the principal amount. No voting rights. Generally, lender generally do not have any voting rights. Voting rights in the sense they don't have any right to vote, except when they are when there where their interest is involved in the resolution to be passed. When a company buy back its own equity shares, the lender interest is involved as the debt equity ratio goes up. But the voting rights is limited one. Only the representative of the debenture holders can participate and vote. No debenture holders or bond holders can participate in annual general meeting in his or her capacity as an individual investors. So they cannot vote. No voting rights. They don't get any voting rights because they are the only creditorship status, and they get right to receive the interest and the principal amount. They don't get any other rights. So that is one of the features. So these are the four features of five features of a debenture. First is compulsory interest, then compulsory repayment, fixed interest, and then no claim for receiving annual reports, no voting rights. Now let us see what is the what are the merits or benefits of debentures. Benefit of leverage. Debt is a fixed income yielding security to the investors. Now what is the meaning of leverage? Leverage is a benefit that accrues to the equity shareholders in the form of earnings per share. Leverage means when they have debt in the capital structure, they will be paying a fixed interest. So whatever the profit earned by the firm, it will be shared among the remaining equity shareholders. So when the debt is more, equity is less, what happens is the extra or the surplus profit will be enjoyed by the equity shareholders. So that is the meaning of leverage. Leverage means if you have more debt in the capital structure, then the extra profit or the surplus profit whatever they earn will be shared by the small portion of equity shareholders. So that is a benefit, that is called leverage. So when there is a debt, the benefit of leverage will be there. So leverage is a benefit accrues to whom? It accrues to the equity shareholders. Okay. So debt is a fixed income yielding security to the investors. The company pays interest at a fixed percentage irrespective of profit made by the company. Debt results in the capital structure that multiplies the effect on the earnings per share for any given increase in the operating income. However, what happens is however, this benefit is available only when the company achieves a return on investment that is higher than the rate of interest on debt. So when they achieve the income which is more than the amount of debt, at that time it will be more benefit for the equity shareholders. So when there is a debt in the capital structure, the benefit will be enjoyed by the equity shareholders. Let us see the next one, tax advantage. When there is a debt in the capital, any interest paid is chargeable as profit and loss account. Thus, it reduces the income tax. What happens is the income tax get reduces. So, interest is deducted from the income, and then the remaining income the tax will be charged. So, interest will be considered as a deduction for the payment of a tax. So, it will be considered under the profit and loss account. So for the company it is an advantage that they need not pay tax on the interest. That becomes one of the advantage. Next is cost of raising funds. The cost incurred on obtaining the debt funds are very low in comparison with the equity shares. The cost of acquiring loan is very less. The expenses incurred in obtaining the debt funds are very low in comparison with the equity shares. In case the long-term loans, it is a mere cost of acquiring the preparing project reports, presenting it to the lenders, and any stamp duty involved for the loan documents, for the issue of bonds and debentures, commission payable to the financial intermediaries as far as lower in case of equity shares. So whatever the expenses involved like commission paid, project reports or lenders, stamp duty, commission, bonds, debentures, all these any expenses involved for the raising of funds is comparatively less in case of debentures compared to the equity shares. Next is managerial stability. There will be a stable management. The management will be stable. The debenture security do not carry any voting rights. In case of any takeover attempt by other companies, debenture holders do not pose any threat to the management. Quite a few companies prefer debt exclusively for the benefit. When there are serious threats of takeover, this merit assumes importance to the management. Managerial stability will be there because the debenture holders do not have the voting rights. They don't take part in the management. They don't have the right for the claim the annual reports. Okay, so there will not be any interference by the debenture holders. When there is no interference, the management can take its decision by its own without taking the opinion of the debenture holder. So the management stability will be there. There will be stable management. There will not be any problem in the decision making of the organization. Okay. Next point is easier SEBI norms. The norms for the submission of the document, because SEBI is a security exchange, a board of India, they regulates the company and they protect the investors. The protection of the investors will be there. So the scope of protecting the right of the lenders is very limited. The lenders have limited right in comparison with the shareholders. They don't have the much right, they have only a limited right, and the norms also, the rules and regulations also very normal or easier regulations where they can follow, and they can make up the certain points to follow all the regulations and make decisions. Next is flexible features. The features are flexible. Flexible means flexible means change. There is a change in the features of the company. It may be the regarding payment of interest, rate of interest, period of repayment. Debenture security can be offered with different features in a single issue. So flexible features, that is they can change the features of the debentures, and accordingly they can make certain changes in their work also. Like debentures change in the rate of interest. Once they fix in an agreement that what is the rate of interest, after a few years, if the company wants to pay more, they can change their agreement and they can increase the rate of interest. Even the period of repayment also, with the consent of the debenture holders, then they can change the regulate. So flexible features, change in the features of the company. Next is stable market for securities. For debenture debt securities, the market stable. Timing the issue of debenture is not as difficult as in the case of equity shareholders. So what happens is, when they are going to issue the debentures, that plays very important role, because when they issue the debentures, there must be a debenture, or their purchaser should be ready to purchase it. But in case of debenture holders, the market will be stable, it will be same. So it will be easy for the company to sell the debentures, and there will be a large number of purchasers who are ready to purchase the debentures, because they will be getting a fixed rate of interest and fixed repayment. Okay, so they will enjoy two benefits of this, and benefit of leverage also they may get, equity shareholders may get. This is not for debentures. So when there is a stable market, it will be easy for the company to issue the debentures. But in case of equity shareholders, it is not so easy, because market is not stable. It is fluctuating. The prices are changing from one day to another day. It may go up or it may go down. So as it is an unstable market for equity shareholders, it is very difficult to predict whether the equity holders or the publics are ready to invest their money in the equity shares. So that becomes a problem for the company. In the year 2007, the real estate gain of DLF Limited postponed the date of IPO three times for the want of the suitable mood in the stock market, because this is in the case of equity shareholders. Because what happens is, if they don't postpone it, there will no if there is no public for the purchase, then all the expenses incurred for issue process, everything will be waste. So they study the market, they study the mood of the market, and accordingly they will issue. Okay, next point. This is the same point repeated here. Stable market for securities. Okay, so manageable administrative expenses. The debt securities are not frequently purchased and sold as in the case of equity shares. Okay, so there will be a uh, once they purchase, it will be there, and after that there will be a meeting, and interest will be paid and principal amount will be paid. There will not be much administrative expenses as in the case of uh, debenture holders. As in the case of equity shareholders, again and again they have to call for the meeting, they have to arrange for the meeting, everything they have to do. But not in the case of equity shares. Okay, it is not in the case of debt, because the debt is, once it is sold, it will be recorded, and then regularly the meeting will be held once in a year. And then or if it is not held also, they have to pay the interest and principal amount at an agreed period. There's no much administrative expenses involved in case of a debenture holders. So debenture securities are not frequently purchased and sold as in the case of equity shares. Corporate incur less expenses of transferring the debt security among the investor. In addition, there is no need to send notice to a general body meeting and voluminous annual report every year. Though these expenses look small theoretically, they are huge in reality. Okay, so it will be, expenses will be very huge, so that expenses will not be there in case of debentures. Flexible repayment. So repayment will be flexible. On the issue of shares, on the issue of debenture security, the company put a clause that debt may be repaid even before the date of maturity. Even before the date of the maturity, even if the debenture, if the company has an enough money to pay the amount, they can arrange the money and they can pay the amount even before the maturity period. If such a clause is put up in the agreement, they can pay the amount before it, because if they have the excess money, it can be paid. So there is a flexibility in the repayment in case of a debenture holders, so they might get the amount early also. Okay, when a company has excess money, they want to redeem it, they can redeem in advance. So that is flexible repayment. Next is easier regulatory compliance. The whatever the regulatory compliance, regulatory in the sense, we have different agencies like SEBI, we have stock exchange, ministry of finance. These are called regulatory agencies who will control and look after the company. The regulatory section is very easy in case of, because they will not have much control over the company, and they will not much interfere in the company's regulations, so it will be easy for the company to regulate its business. Okay, so it is one of the great benefit for the company. So these are, today have discussed with you what are the features and what are the merits of debentures. So debentures is a creditorship status, as in the features I have told you: compulsory payment of interest, compulsory repayment, only fixed interest, no claim for receiving annual reports, no voting rights. In the merits of debentures, the first is the benefit of leverage. Leverage is a benefit to the equity shareholders in the form of EPS because of debt. Okay. Next point is tax advantage: cost of raising funds, managerial stability, easier SEBI norms, flexible features, stable market for securities. Then manageable administrative expenses, flexible repayment, easier regulatory compliance. So these are the features and advantage of debt. Thank you.